Hello, everyone. Um, we need to go over cohesion and what that means and how to create it. Um, so I've just got a few, very sort of broad guidelines for you guys to help you maintain your cohesion. It's pretty simple if you think about it. Because basically cohesion is forming a united whole as opposed to having a series of parts. So the idea behind creating cohesion is that you have this one argument instead of like a bunch of arguments for the same thing, which is, as we discussed, one of the problems with the 5 paragraph essay. So that's the basic goal of cohesion, is just to form a united whole as opposed to having a series of parts. So in order to basically do that, you need a strong claim, okay? And a claim is a statement that defines the focus of your united whole, basically. Okay, so you might have heard this called a thesis statement, but I like the term claim more because it's more descriptive of what I'm looking for. And it also gets you out of that mindset that it has to be like one sentence and that it has to be at the end of your first paragraph, because it might not. It might be multiple sentences. It might be spread throughout your introduction. Your introduction might be more than one paragraph, so it might not go at the end of the first paragraph. So basically, a claim is just a statement that defines what you're focused on. What is the united whole that you're going to be forming here? And that's basically it. So, a cohesive claim will define how you will create the united whole and can be used to choose cohesive evidence. Okay? So, I said, you need to focus. So, focus is how you make your evidence relevant to the united whole or claim. Okay? How you stay true to that unified whole instead of having going off and creating a series of parts. So straying from the claim decreases cohesion. Maintaining focus upon your claim requires that you have relevant evidence. Okay? So you focus on your claim by having evidence that's relevant to your claim and not having evidence that doesn't relate to your claim, if that makes sense. Then we have organization, and that's how you establish the connections that make your argument a united whole. So, cohesive organization will flow from one point to the next, following a single unified line of reasoning. You might weave your evidence throughout that, but you are creating one solid line of reasoning rather than, having, sort of a unifying concept or claim, and then just like having branching points off of that don't really connect to each other, because it should seem like your next point came from thinking about your first point. So you were thinking about your first point, and then that got you to thinking about this other point, which got you thinking about this other point. It should be a little bit like that, where you're making all of the connections that you're making in your mind, basically, instead of going off and doing something different the next paragraph. And then transitions are how you show the connections within your evidence. Okay, so it's not just enough to have connections in your head between what your points mean, you have to show that. And cohesive transitions knit points together seamlessly. So I have 2 tips for how to do transitions that will create cohesion. So the first tip is find a key word from the end of your last paragraph and use it in the first sentence of your next. So that's just a very simple way to create cohesion, by drawing that word from one paragraph into the next. You're sort of showing that connection. Okay. Another way to do it is to give your last paragraph a key word and then give your next paragraph a key word and then use both keywords in that second paragraph, in the first sentence of that second paragraph. What that does is it not only gives you a nice transition sentence, but it also gives you a nice topic sentence for your next paragraph. By using the main point of each paragraph together in one sentence, you're showing that connection. So, that's all there is to it, really. I know that cohesion can be hard to do, but the concepts behind it are relatively simple. It's just a matter of going, is my claim actually showing one unified whole? Is it creating a unified whole? Am I sticking to that unified whole that I, showed in my claim? Am I maintaining focus on it? Am I organizing all of my evidence so that it remains relevant to the claim and so that my pieces of evidence fit together like a puzzle, like puzzle pieces down the line? And am I showing what those connections are to my reader? And if you do all of these things, you will have a cohesive paper. Okay? And it is really important. It's one of the biggest things that I'm going to try to get you guys to do is to create cohesion, because it's something that they don't really focus on in high schools, and it's not really focused on until you get to college. And so but it is a really important part of creating an argument and sustaining an argument, and it's going to help you with all of your papers moving forward. So let me know if you have any questions. I know this is a short one, but just, to give you a sense of what cohesion is and kind of tips for how to create it. So if anything was unclear or if you have any clarification questions, let me know. You can contact me by email. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. All right. You guys have a good day, and I will see you later.